Wait,
In school, we meet many different kinds of people. The jocks, the quiet kid, the loner, hell, even the anime protagonist. You know, that one kid who think he's Goku? And from the jocks to the Naruto runners, I've seen a pack of kids come and go. And I can tell you where they will end up solely based on what they do in school. For example, that cool kid who used to vape, yeah, Kyle, he's homeless now. That kid who wore DC shoes and listened to a little too much chocolate music, he's doing 25 to life for killing a baby inside a pregnant mom who was a nun. That kid who used to Naruto run in the hallways, yeah, he's a furry now. I think we all saw that coming. Goddamn nerd. And that jock who used to stuff you in the lockers, well, to be honest, he's doing pretty good. Disney lied to us. Jocks don't go broke after high school. And finally, that girl that turned you down for a better looking, taller, stronger guy without erectile dysfunction, she got hit by a car, hopefully. Oh, and she doesn't die immediately. She goes into a coma for 3 months, and her family cling on to hope as her life slowly drifts away. Yes. She finally died a slow, lame death. Should have picked me, Sarah. You should have picked me. Fuck you. And now that we know how most of the middle school kids are going to end up as adults, let me tell you what they're like in high school. And you should treat these kids like a black man treats a job application. Avoid them at all costs. The kids who wear DC shoes, I hate these kind of kids. These are the kids that think the whole world is out to get them. They listen to a little too much Eminem and now they think they have the struggles of a black man. And look, I don't want to stereotype here, but it's best you be really nice to this kid and do not show up to school when he's at his breaking point. You just might not make it back home that day. He gonna get his Call of Duty on, turn the high school into Nuketown. The next kind of kid is not as deadly, but they definitely are radioactive. And that's the kid who's a little too much into anime. Now don't get me wrong, most people who watch anime are pretty cool. They're pretty chill dudes. You can hang out with them, you could chop it up, hell, you can even fuck them. But you have those select few who just radiate virginity. You could be Johnny Sin and lose all your body counts just by coming in contact with this dweeb. This is the kid who make anime watchers look like Discord users. You can't really blame the kid either because he's never really had a father. Clearly, because there's no way you had a male figure in your life and end up dressing like a demonic priest. May the incel be with you. These are the kids who also think they're anime protagonists in real life. They think they dress cool, but they just end up looking like they're about to be in a blood sacrifice. And there's something about these kids thinking they could fight. This is the kid who think he could win a fight by powering up halfway through. Try that Kamehameha shit on me, Clarence, I will break both your wrists. Next is every dweeb's worst enemy. This is the guy who nerds have nightmares about. This is the guy who could have made it big if he didn't tear his ACL. And that's the jocks. I never really liked jocks. They always think they're so cool with their tall frame, strong shoulders, good hair, nice lips, big old touchdowns. Whew, I got carried away for a minute. Sorry. Next, we have the lame nerd. If cancer was a person, well, it would be people who have actual cancer. But it would also be this waste of sperm right here. And if you watch my last video, you already know how I feel about these genetic fuck-ups. If I was in a room with Osama in one of these mouth breathers and I only had 2 bullets, well, obviously I would shoot Osama twice. Then I would pistol whip the fuck out that boy. Next, we have the hot Cheeto girls. If Stink Coochie was a person, it would be these animals. I don't know if these hot Cheetos are laced with cocaine, but somehow these girls have more energy than I show speed on a pretty girl.
Oh my god.
I've never in my life met a group louder than these hot Cheeto girls. And not to get racial, but I think we all know who they are. Holmes, Hombre, Vatos. If I was a gambling man, which I'm not, I'm going to rehab for that. If I saw a girl with Takis in one hand and Sprite in the other, I would bet a pretty decent amount of V-Bucks that her name is Consuela. Next, we have the hot anything but Cheetos girl. The hot Doritos, the flaming diabetes. And again, not to get racial, but I would bet a pretty good amount of V-Bucks that her name is Shaniqua, Shanigua, Shanice, Sharkeisha, Shaniga. You get my point. Her baby daddy's probably in jail right now. Next up is the theater kids. Just happy Pride Month. Last but not least is the Goth Kids. This is the kids with homemade tattoos. These kids are just soul suckers. They can suck the air out of any room they walk into. There's nothing good ever happening in their life. It's always depression, anxiety. Oh, my grandma died. It's always me, me, me. I will say, they do have some fire pussy though. or bussy, depending on what you're into, or cussy. I don't know. It's something about that sadness and depression that just get my engine revving. It's like finally I could get my next victim, girlfriend. But my point still stands. It's torture talking to these kids. They watch the Joker once and start speaking in Instagram quotes. We live in a society. Oh, you don't say. The world don't understand me. Probably because you speak depression. No one wants to be around me because you smell like nicotine and disappointment. And these kids always have a story about how they tried to take a dirt nap. I tried to unalive myself like 6 times. 6 tries and you still here? Damn, nigga, you can get anything right. Honorable mention, the popular girl. All I have to say is,
you're a slut.
Drop a sub and I'll give you a kiss. One little kiss have you in pure bliss. Don't forget to drop a like. You might just get you a girl tonight.